Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective, here with my man John Tran, talking about Texas football. We know we still have one more, our bowl game coming up in Orlando on New Year's Eve versus the Michigan Wolverines, a familiar face. But want to talk about the season overall. Conclude, this will be probably the last open space we will talk and vent about playoff stuff just because you guys haven't heard our perspective since everything went down. We will, as I said, like we'll talk about that here, but moving forward, we ain't gonna continue to bitch about it. This ain't Florida State. We ain't gonna make that our whole off season. But uh, we will talk about the program moving forward. Um, Good things from this season, bad things from this season, lessons learned. Right. I think we have a lot of potential moving into 2026. I think there's a quiet sense of potential optimism for 2026, especially with this recruiting class coming in. But want to discuss all of those things and just talk with you guys. Yeah, Marlon, we're live. We're live. So we're gonna cover a bevy of things. Tran, how you doing tonight? What's going on, bro?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Excited to just chit chat with you. It's been a little bit. I'm actually getting ready to go on a long vacation out of the country, so been getting ready for my trip, and just tying loose ends at work and all this type of stuff. So I won't be back live again until next week at the earliest, mid next week at the earliest. Just FYI, I'll put a reminder at the end of the show. But I wanted to come chat with y'all before I bounce, so that everybody knows where I stand. The last time we were on here was after the A&M game. I kind of we kind of laid low and see how the conference championship weekend played out. It played out as it did, and we saw what the outcome was on Sunday morning, Tran, as we were not obviously not including the 12-team playoff, and playing a bowl game in Orlando versus Michigan. But just overall, man, I mean, where's your head at with everything? Do you want to start with your thoughts on you're going to start playoff first, just with our thoughts there, and then we go into the overall season?
Yeah, let's just start with the playoffs. That's the thing that's fresh in everyone's mind. Start with that.
All right, man. Well, I know how your son feels, but how do you feel?
Yeah, if it, I don't know if Steven's gonna post that, but
I'll post it tonight. I'll
my
post it.
wife sent over a live reaction of my son, and the funny thing is, a 10-year-old spoke with such anger and also reason at the same time. How do you go from 25 to 12? Make it make sense. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't think we were going to be in, honestly. And the opening of the selection show told me 100% we weren't going to be in. Like, legitimately didn't even have one clip of a Longhorn team at all in anywhere near. I was like, oh, okay, we're not in. Like immediately. Man, I had been
They didn't
saying
show any clips during the games. All the clips, I was like, man, it's like production. They already have an agenda. Not even to there's no scenario where we can be back up for discussion the way Miami was with Notre Dame. Like that wasn't even an option, right? I mean, because would have been the path, right? Is to have us amongst those three teams again and go through that conversation again, including Alabama, of course, who stayed where they were. But they decided we were not a part of it. I felt like the Isaiah Thomas in The Last Dance. What would you say? I felt like I
on
met the
the dream
criteria.
team. Yeah, being left off the dream team. Hilarious. No, I mean it was pretty obvious to me, and my brother was arguing with me. He's like, "We're gonna get in." I was like, I just don't think so, man. The only thing I've been hearing from pundits, national pundits, is don't lose to 4-8 Florida, which to me, I felt like we were graded differently than everyone else. And I'm not trying to be like a hurt fan. I don't personally. All last week I was saying, hey, I don't think we should make it because we lost to a team, not a 4-8 team, because that was their first SEC game on the road. This is before all the teams knew what the teams were. It was solely because we lost a 4-possession game. And if you flash back to the COVID year when A&M was bragging about them going 7-1 in all conference play, and they were complaining that they didn't make the playoffs that year because of that.
I said they finished in the 5-hole. I think
I said y'all lost by 3 possessions to the one game that you played.
Yeah, to Bama.
And so I can't be a hypocrite and say that same thing. Like grade our team differently that way. I feel, but then I see Bama lose in almost the same exact fashion. In fact, it might have been even worse because, man, that one touchdown drive, it just seemed like that Georgia wasn't even interested anymore. They're like, we've got this wrapped up. We could do anything we want against this team. There was points in our game that we were very competitive with Georgia. And they did not fucking drop. That's the thing that was like a slap in the face to everyone.
So their justification, I think they realize.
Oh, I heard their justification. They full of shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. I told you, man. He looked like the dude who was the committee member, the spokesperson committee member that they were asking questions to. He looked like he was reading off a hostage note. He looked like he was looking over to the people to the side of him every 2 seconds to see, like, did I do good? Did I do good? It was absolutely such a crazy farce that we had to see with that.
Mr. Carter, good luck to you. Good luck to you and your family. Congratulations on the newborn on the way. Annual tradition of having somebody listening to us while waiting on the birth of a child. So it's really cool. Appreciate you tuning in.
Agree, CB. Well, they need to join a conference. That's the sole reason why BYU joined the Big 12. Sole reason why, because they're like, hey, this is it should go to the conference. And people don't talk about the revenue sharing aspect of it and how why would they be able to keep all the money and everyone else has to share it if they make it, So I think that should be a stipulation, is that they have to join a conference.
Force Notre Dame to join a conference. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's frustrating. It's disappointing. I felt like we did know, though, heading into the Georgia game. If we go back, we said must win, right? I mean, there was a reason why we were saying those things when we played, and the schedule was what it was. I think it is frustrating, though, because what I wanted to do is, and this is the way I covered it on this channel and how I spoke on it, was keeping our focus on just what we need to do, right, through the A&M game. And then once the chips are where they are, because we got to see how everything plays out, right? Like the whole, thing was in motion after our game, because remember we played on Friday. There was still multiple games after, right, at that Saturday where we could see, I remember it was like OU, LSU, Auburn, Alabama, all these different games and scenarios, Vanderbilt versus Tennessee, right? Multiple games where we just had to kind of watch, right, and wait and see what happened. So, it was, once it got to that point, and this is where I'm going with this. We have every right as a fan base to lobby on behalf of our team to make the playoffs once we saw the whole picture of the regular season fall into place. And once that happens, we have every right. People are so full of shit talking about, oh, I would have just accepted it. Like, if you're saying that as a different fan, you're a liar. You're outright liar if you're going to sit up here and say that you would just accept the committee's fate, or you would just accept whatever outcome that is. every person has everybody has again, we are doing that now. This is the summary of that, and we've been lobbying since we beat A&M, right? It'd be different if it was February, March, April. We're supposed to be talking about spring ball, and we're still here talking about bitching about the playoffs. That's some Florida State. I'm not trying to. We won't be the channel for that. It ends today. But even if you're a OU fan, because OU fans love giving you boys views and sitting here in the channel because they need their attention from daddy, and A&M fans and everybody else, if your team was in that situation, you would be lobbying. That's the only thing. It's like this whole narrative of we would just accept our fate and we wouldn't say anything is bullshit. It's bullshit. Keep it a buck. It's college football. Every team on the bubble lobbied. Every team. What else are you supposed to do? Just sit there and take it? Or try to fight for your right to party? Because here's the other thing. None of these teams wanted to see us in a playoff train. These teams, if we were as bad as people say we are, you would hear people saying, "Oh, look, I want to play Texas." Not one person jumped up there and said, "I want to play Texas," especially the people we already whipped their ass. So they didn't want that smoke. They didn't want to see Arch in a play. You rather see a Tulane. You rather see any of these other bums that got in that haven't played, that have sorry ass resumes, that have faced no smoke. Half they scheduled, there's not even NFL players on these rosters. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to talk about, oh, y'all lost to a four. Don't lose to a 4-8 Florida. Well, 4-8 Florida has probably more NFL players than your favorite team. If we're gonna keep it a buck, 95% blue chip roster entered the season 7th in the country. They just had a bad team. That roster is the same roster that was beating up on Georgia until Georgia escaped with a 4th down at the end of the game. Go listen to Kirby Smart.
Questionable too.
Go listen to Kirby Smart. But we lost the 4. I accept it. We lost the 4-8.
I mean,
Florida. That Florida team, by the way, I bet you they will have more NFL players like 3-4 years from now. They will have more NFL players than half these teams that made the playoffs. But go ahead, Trent.
No, I was just say, I mean, Kirby came forward and said it's a shame that a team like Texas is going to be sitting at home.
D Money, thank you for the $50. I'm sorry I didn't get to this sooner. I had to make my initial point. $50. Thank you for the $50. I appreciate you, man. I missed your A&M post game show due to work, but thank you for covering this season. You're one of the best Texas channels out there. Keep up the good work. The playoff committee is a joke to all sports. Hey, I appreciate you, D Money. Thank you for this donation. Donations. You've been here all season. We really, really appreciate it. And now we're gonna keep the vibes going, man. I mean, a lot of lessons learned, both good, tough lessons. Marlon said, "Let's talk about strength and conditioning." You funny. But it was a fun season. It was. I'm not going to look back at this season in anger, especially considering the way we finished this season. Right? We finished this season legitimately with the gauntlet. I mean, you could probably look back, depending on how well Georgia does. I think Georgia could actually win the national championship, in my opinion. And you look back and you could say you played the Heisman Trophy winner potentially. You played Georgia. You beat an undefeated A&M team, right? You went undefeated again for the second year in a row against your rivals, right? So since we've been in the SEC, you've gone 6-0 in rivalry games, and all of a sudden OU and A&M fans don't care about beating Texas. That's not important to them anymore.
Yeah.
When it's convenient. So they'll say otherwise, but it's been a fun year. It's in that regard, right? There's been some good, and the growth of Arch Manning, right, and watching him progress into a young, not great quarterback yet. I think the consistency has to be there for him, But everything is there. All the tools are there for him to be lights out in 2026. And I'm with ZT Sports. Let's talk about who we're tampering with, because y'all done made a mistake leaving Texas out the playoffs for the other reason, bro. We going it's big game hunting on these rosters now. For the first time in 2 years, we got some time. Chad, we got for the first time in 2 years, we especially post signing day, we got some time with this portal to really make some evaluations and really talk to some cats, and really wants to see who wants to be on board, especially a team that again goes out there, schedules, and is able to beat and show that consistently they can beat top 25 teams like Texas has done. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But D Money, I thank you for the super chat. Georgia is too young to win this season.
I disagree. They look phenomenal. They look the part right now.
Who hold on. Who I'm sorry, but is there a juggernaut? I mean, it's either Indiana or who's the juggernaut?
-3 yards rushing.
Who realistic? Who else is going to win it this year? Because my biggest frustration for this year in us not making it is I knew this year was wide open. And the playoffs tell you that the playoffs are a reflection of that, because none of these teams are great. None of these teams are great. None of them. Ohio State got exposed in the Big Ten championship game. I love Kirk Cincinnati. I like Indiana. That's not a great college football team. They're really good. Well coached.
Great story, too.
Amazing story. I think Tech is awesome. I think Tech is really good. I haven't seen Tech play anybody outside the Big 12. Their non-con was Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, and Oregon State. We haven't seen Tech outside the Big 12. But Tech is as good as you can look in the Big 12. My problem with Tech is their demise is going to be their quarterback. Baron Morton isn't good. The rest of that team is amazing. But with them without Will Hammond, people forget Will Hammond was kind of took that job at Tech. He's gone. Look at Morton in the Big 12 championship. Tech was just winning in spite of him because the car is so loaded on both sides of the ball. They got all the receivers, Dickey and Williams at running back. They are nice. Both lines are good. Baron Morton's going to be the reason why they don't win a national championship. You heard it here first. I'm saying it right now. Their team is really good. IU is really good. Ohio State's very good. But I think you also saw the flaws with Ohio State, with them not being battle tested because they acted so goofy in the Big Ten championship game. And Julian Sayin finally showed a little bit of youth in that game, in my opinion. So why is Georgia too young? Is my going back to the original thing. How's Georgia? That young ass Georgia team just won the SEC again, Tran.
Not just won it, they ran away with it. Like after that one little slip up early in the season against Alabama, that team was just phenomenal. They were great on all three phases of the game. And I'm not going to go against Kirby and his coaching staff on prepping for games, especially when you have more than a week to prep for teams.
Good point.
That's the huge thing, is you'll have more than a week to prep for teams. Even after they find out off of their first round bye who they get to play, they still get 13 days. It's 13 days between the games.
If you can get into the playoffs by beating Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, Oregon State, then why are we playing Ohio State and Michigan?
Because that's not what we were told. That's not what everyone was told. Everyone was told that, hey, you play tough out of conference games. It's not going to affect you here nor there. That's what we were told. That's what everyone was told. And you can't say it's not Ohio State they're grading on. It's Florida. No, it's not. Because if we did have that little crap schedule and we were only a 2-loss team, we would be in.
It was the losses. They got fixated on the 3 losses.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, and Kirby Smart said, I thought Kirby was spot on when he was on the panel. They got fixated with the 3 losses and they forgot about
The work.
who actually. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing: a bad loss to me in a playoff scenario is fucking irrelevant because there's no such thing as a bad loss in the playoffs. The playoffs is about what? Who has the
win.
potential?
Yeah.
Who can beat who? That's what you emphasize. Bad loss. Who cares about a bad loss?
But
There's no bad team.
no.
We're not the team that played Florida in October.
Let's keep it a buck, though. Like, the college football playoffs is about what first and foremost? It's about money. You think JMU and Tulane are going to bring in the high dollars, high viewership, high eyes? Hell no.
Look. They just say that then. Don't say best 12.
Yeah. It's not
just say
best
that.
12.
It's not best 12.
It's
and they can never say that again. It's not best 12.
Like you'll see from the video that
JMU is
about Jordan's good post.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go from 25 to 12?
Look. They played no top 25 teams this year. Didn't you just get to chill over there in the Sun Belt and you get to qualify automatically. It's funny. Like, it's not best 12 if there's a 21.5 point favorite. It's not best 12 if you have 2 teams playing in the first round and one of those teams beat the other team 45-10 in a non-conference game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no, it's not. It's not. You have a team sitting out that beat one of the teams in there by 3 scores, beat another team in there that was undefeated and forced them not to make the SEC championship game. But they're not one of the best 12 teams in the country because they have a bad loss. Right? So because no one can tell me what the loss has to do with if I get in the playoffs and whoop your ass. What does that have to do with it? Versus a team that has not been tested.
So my whole thing is like now we can go back down to talk about Alabama. Them not moving. They had a bad loss. They lost to Florida State by 2 possessions? Right? And Florida State got dominated by Florida, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost 40-21. Florida State lost 40-21 to Florida. Alabama lost by 14 to Florida State, right? But here's the thing: if they had put Bama out, look, we know why Bama's in.
Yeah,
they made the SEC championship game, and they know it will just. To me, the conference championship game's got to be over anyway because it's backwards. It's backwards. Why are these teams having to play extra game anyway and worrying about this, and this? Like even the BYU situation, it should be the other way around where you're playing the teams on the other end are playing games. That's what it should be. I don't care about who won the Big Ten. I'm sorry. Let Ohio State and Indiana be co-champions. Maybe look, I know it meant a lot to Indiana fans. I'm just talking about me personally. Like I could care less. We're all trying to get in the playoffs and win the national championship. That's the main. Let's keep the main thing the main thing.
So what's it called? John Gruden came forward with like his solution on how to fix everything like that, and it was like basically he's like people playing in championship games are at a huge disadvantage because everyone sitting out has an extra bye week basically. He said no, make them play and make that as like a semi playoff. If you lose, you're out. So, I mean, I sent you over that video and watch it. I mean, it actually makes sense to me.
That's pretty much what I proposed last week on Twitter. Was have us play like Notre Dame or somebody or somebody we already beat and have Notre Dame play Miami, right? Like again, like why are we having these situations where because to BYU's point, they're in a better situation if they hadn't played. If they had just stayed 11-1, right? But then we got to see the stink on them. That's why the committee didn't even keep it the buck both ways, because we saw the stink on Alabama, but Alabama didn't move. Both of them got their ass whooped, but they put more value towards the SEC. And so, it played out that way.
Alabama, the last 3 games of the season, they were 1-2, and they.
I'm
almost,
good, Misfit. By the way, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, and they almost lost to a really crappy Auburn team. But I don't hear anything about that. But us beating two SEC people on the road, that's all I heard. It was like, oh, it was a bad. Those were bad wins. It was a win. I don't care. Like, that shouldn't be a negative to anything.
How come? So you didn't hear one person mention Georgia having a bad win versus Florida at a neutral site?
Because that happens. Like, legitimate people get up to play competition. People go down to play competition. That happens.
John Willard, what's up, man? Handling with class. BYU did not handle shit with class. Did you see their social media? What are you talking about? That is not true. Clark Lee from Vanderbilt, okay, fine. He laid down and said we shouldn't have got in, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I don't. Okay. How do you feel about Miami? Are you going to beat Miami at home? Are you going to handle business, John Willard?
He's been saying that they're winning the national championship over Indiana.
Okay. I'm glad he's here, because I thought I lost you that night. And you know what night I'm talking about. You've come on this channel and told more lies than anybody else in here.
Jimmy,
more lies have been told from this account.
Jimmy, the BYU fans are some of the worst fans I've ever dealt with. At UT Stadium, they're some of the worst fans I've ever dealt with.
Oh yeah, the Taysom Hill game.
No, this wasn't even the Taysom Hill. This wasn't this. I don't know. We won the game, but for literally 15 minutes.
Oh, that was the Malik Murphy game?
Yeah.
It must have been more recent.
15 minutes. Literally for 15 minutes. I was about to say call someone a bad name, but some woman was arguing with me about my brother's seats, who's had for years, saying that they were hers.
Oh shit. This was a couple years ago. Yeah, you're right. This was the Malik Murphy game.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that woman. I forgot about that woman. I wasn't there, but you told me about it after the game.
Yeah.
You were heated.
Yeah, and the
Tran was conflicted.
He's
like, man, I can't. I'm a little crazy out here yelling at this woman, but she's in the wrong, bro.
I'm about to tell her, take her magic underwear out of here.
Not on my watch. Where go tell the other sister wife or one of the other husbands what's going on, man. I don't think you have authority in this space. So David Keith Williams, thank you for always being there. I appreciate you, sir. Based on the entirety of the season, I do not think Texas deserved to be in the college football playoff. However, even though I don't think they deserve to reach the college football playoff, I honestly don't think there are 5 teams better. That's how I feel as well. I feel the same way. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's the teams that got in, and you look at them, and they're like, it also is you know what, though, in all seriousness, and this is why I want to have this conversation too, and this needs to be more of the energy moving forward. How do we make sure we don't end up in this position again? And I'm not trying to hear about, oh, well, just don't schedule Ohio State, don't schedule me. Like, those, Sark has already said he's honoring those, because we have prided ourselves as a program that will play anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere. And so far, we have lived up to that. Now, They have to do what's in the best interest of what's going to help them be competitive year in, year out. But that has also helped us in the past. It damn sure helped us in 2023 when we went to Bama and won down there by 10. It helped us get in a 14 playoff, right? Last year versus Michigan definitely didn't hurt to have that win. I'm trying to personally get my lick back versus Ohio State. I think we can beat these teams, so I want to play them.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of anybody. Okay. However, that aside, assuming the schedules are locked in now that, especially now that we're going to 9 conference games and only 3 non-con, we need to make sure that we are also handling our business to where we don't leave it in the committee's hands with when you look back and it's like, why did we have that bonehead loss, right? That's why we're so hard and critical on the guys during the season with attention to detail, because as they ramp and get better, which Texas did, Texas got better throughout the season to the point with what they had to face down that gauntlet. They for goddamn sure proved they were one of the best teams in the country with that November. Who else is going 3-1 in that stretch with the games we had to play? So when you consider those things, we need to make sure lessons learned, especially with the veterans we have coming back, with a veteran quarterback coming back now, with Trent, you were talking about the teams we're playing next year, right? These are teams that are good, that have brand names, but a lot of them are in transition with coaching staffs. These are games I expect them to win. JB said, JB, you talked about Sark said after we played Michigan, we going full Signetti. You know where I would like to see you go full Signetti is in the win column. Because you know what that man said? All I do is win. That's why they don't have any problems at Indiana right now, because they just win the games. And I know I'm making it sound overly simplified, but in the reality of the situation, Indiana has now shown that they can win ugly. They showed that they could win low scoring games.
Mm-hmm.
They showed that they could come back, and they've shown that they can beat one of the, if not the best team in the country. They've proven all of that now. Tech, for example, like Tech, I again, Stephen Houston, me and you're going to disagree here. I think it was you. The Big 12 wasn't a trash conference this year. It wasn't trash. It wasn't ACC bad. Okay, Tech is good. I don't know how good they are. I believe that they're very good for the simple fact it is very difficult to win 12 games by 20 plus points. All 12 of your games by 20 plus points. Like at some point you're going to have a bad day. Right? Now they lost. They had that last second loss to Arizona State where they were trying to come back. They lost at the end. But their 12 wins are by 20 plus points or more, including the conference championship. So I don't want to hear, oh well, now they got to prove it. If they get it,
So
I will admit I'm wrong. If Oregon comes in there and wipes them out in one of the New Year's bowls, then I'll admit I was off on Tech. But I don't think that it'd be different if they were 12-1, but they were skating by like BYU. And they had close games and all this type of stuff. They were literally beating the shit out of everybody they played every single week. So at some point, my football eye tells me they're good, is my point.
So for me, I think that they're a very good team. I do. I think they have athletes all over the board. The thing that I think is going to be their downfall, you said it was going to be their quarterback. I think it's going to be Joey. And I know Bo and Brandon are going to hate me saying that. That's me. I think there's going to be coaching errors. He's going to get into deep waters. This is his first time actually experiencing success and being in a successful spot right here. I know he's done it at a high school level, but this is different. This is a little bit different. I hate to say that. He could prove me wrong. And, I'll tip my cap and I'll say I was wrong. But I just feel like there's going to be one out of the 3 games that they have to play if they make it all the way, that it's going to show. Because I saw it for 3 years in the Big 12. He would have those really good games, and then you'd see those games where Like, what is he doing? Type of thing. But that's me.
Damn. What's crazy is I can't argue with you. I hadn't thought about it that way. And now that you have said that, I gotta keep my eye on how they make, because to your point, Joey's done a great job this year, but they haven't been any close calls where he's had to.
Like what Signetti said, he's like, hey, we got Ohio State in a close game, and we knew how we would react to it. They haven't reacted to it before. I mean, he said that in his post game, and I was like, oh damn, that rings very true.
Dan Lanning versus Joey's going to be interesting. That Dan Lanning Oregon team versus Joey's going to be interesting in round 2. A Tech Natty appearance before us would be worse than TCU's. Damn. That is true. The one close call they had, they lost. That is true. That is true. Miami hasn't been playing their best ball lately. I don't know what's up there. But Miami has a lot of talent. They have NFL players, both sides. They might have the number 1 pick in the draft in Ruben Bain, depending on,
the DN.
Yeah, the exactly.
Is Beck still the quarterback? I don't know. I don't watch it. I don't trust. I don't trust Carson Beck. I don't trust Carson Beck at all.
The disgust on your face.
I don't trust Carson Beck at all. I'm sorry. It's like, all right. Like, but they have athletes.
Is this a hate chat? Is this become a hate chat? Because I feel like the vibes in here are now like. So Drew at line 30, Drew at line 33 said Atlanta's going to coast the Daytona 500 around JV Joey. What have you done, Tran?
JV Joey?
JV Joey is crazy.
I'm not going that far.
What have you started, Tran?
I just no. Don't say I started this one.
You criticized Joey first. Now people are calling him JV Joey.
That's them. I just said I want him to. It's a show me type of thing. No, I did not question his.
Yo, the chat, like people, like Stephen Houston is not giving up an inch. Pause.
The reason why is hurt people. We're
Texas
hurt right now. Hurt people.
He said they are frauds, and I'm standing on it. You ain't giving out no fucking compliments to anybody in here, okay? All these teams are fraudulent. Oh man. JV Joey is elite. JV Joey's crazy, bro. I can't believe y'all said that. All right, Misfit. Appreciate you, brother.
Good night, dude. Congrats.
I hope to see you after Alabama goes and gets their lick back in Norman. I hope you come back, bro. Isn't that the new norm? JV said, get tested by conference games and guarantee yourself a playoff spot. So I wanted to get to something that David Williams said earlier, because I do want to talk about this Texas roster before I go, because it's going to be a minute before I come back. Unless you guys have any other playoff thoughts that you need to get off your chest.
Just those two teams should not be in there. Like, it needs to be the best teams. I don't know what the hell we're thinking as a committee that the best teams aren't playing for the championship. No other sport has it like, oh, they're over here. They're over here. Let's let them participate. Let's take someone's spot. It's like, no, that's some horse shit in my eyes. That's it. That's all I have.
I don't have a problem with the G5 teams making it as long as they're qualified. Like Boise State they got to be special because you're not.
These two qualified though?
They're qualified by the rules, but they're not.
No. Eye test in your perception.
Hell no.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Tulane lost by 20, 35 points to Ole Miss.
The
They're not qualified. No. I watched JMU versus Troy because I haven't watched a whole lot of JMU this year. I watched the whole JMU versus Troy game. Same time I was watching North Texas versus Tulane. No. Respectfully.
Sorry, Troy doesn't have DeMarcus Ware.
If you understand football, right? Like if you understand football, right? If you watch the JMU Troy game, like look at the concepts that are being run, look at just how they were playing. It looked like I was watching the difference between watching like a 2A championship game and a 6A championship game. It's not like you can tell the difference. Okay, you can tell the difference. They're well coached. They have good players, but unfortunately, Oregon and Dan Lanning are going to, carve them into 1,000 different pieces, and it's going to be, well, yeah, we told you so. But anyway.
Surfer boy, what's up, dude? I think y'all are good.
David Keefe, no disrespect. I know she said, "Hey, I'm from a 2A school." My like we just out here offending everybody today.
So someone's gonna come out with the JV David. Someone's gonna come out with that.
JV Joey.
Oh my god.
JV Joey was
crazy. You tried to pass the blame on to me.
JV Joey is crazy. That's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. I actually got Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
I got Shakur. I don't have time to go into detail, but after the football season, after we get up through some of this, we'll talk. All right. I need to go back to the original comment, David, because this is. So Anthony Hill, I want to say thank you for your service, Anthony Hill Jr. Outstanding Texas career. From the beginning to the end, being a freshman sensation during the, really the breakthrough 2023 season, when we made the last 14 playoff, he became one of our best players. His breakout performance in the Alabama game, a year in which we needed help with the pass rush, he was there for us. He learned from Jalen Ford. He learned from, at the time, Jeff Choate, and then was able to get transitioned into the middle linebacker spot and taking over from there. And he's going to be missed. Phenomenal player, phenomenal talent. Literally as advertised coming out of Denton Ryan when he was the number one linebacker, and we flipped him from Texas A&M. Like just everything that it's the ideal recruit, the ideal 5-star performance from him. Because you can really tell some of these guys come in, they're quote unquote 5 stars, and it's like, nah, they really need like 2-3 years of dough, which is fine. But some guys come in and when you know, like Colin Simmons, right? Like it don't take long to see how special somebody is. And in that case, I think Anthony Hill, depending on workout, I think right now he's probably on the end of the first round, maybe early second round. He's probably going to compete with Surfer Boys guy CJ Allen, for which one of those linebackers goes in the draft early. But workouts and stuff, I think, will depend on where he solidifies himself and also just getting healthy. Tran, any thoughts on Anthony Hill?
No, I mean, I just remember back in time when we would always talk about like, when is our 5 stars going to play like 5 stars?
We used to have
And
those conversations all the time until Bijan.
Bijan was the first chip, and then him is like, I always said I want that guy on defense, and we got him, and Anthony Hill, and I'm so grateful for what he's done. I know that the guys who are in the NFL now are still texting with the guys in the locker room, and I know he's going to continue that with Ty Anthony Smith. I know he loves Ty Anthony. Hopefully, just that knowledge that he has will help him become a leader. And we also have Atkinson coming out as well, who's hopefully is just another clone of Anthony Hill. If he's 80% of what Anthony Hill is, he's going to be a stud. That's how good Anthony Hill is. And I'm so appreciative that we were able to get to see him up close and personal for the last 3 years, and I know he's going to have an amazing NFL career.
Great kid, great family.
Yeah.
He's going to be good voice in the locker room, good leadership, the whole bit. I mean, and just everything he can do. He's such a versatile football player. I mean, you look at the interception he gets in the Georgia game. You look at all the sacks that he's had. In the NFL, he can play multiple positions depending on who, and he might end up going to a really great team depending on how it picks.
No, I he's so good that his freshman year he would get one personal foul per game, and I still overlooked it. And you know how much I hate that when we shoot ourselves in the foot. I was like, well, that was a hell of a play by him, though. It's like, so what if he tackled him six yards out of bounds?
Yeah, Atkinson is a beast. For those who don't know, he's coming out of Georgia. He's one of those like traditional Kirby Smart Georgia inside backers, right? Like what you saw with Nakobe Dean and CJ Allen now. What was the other brother they had before? They've had so many great inside guys out of that Georgia group. Atkinson can rush the passer though. Don't get it twisted. He can do it. He can do it all. And his first step is crazy. He is. I see where you're going, Stephen Houston, in terms of his lateral ability. Anthony Hill did have to learn how to, cover, and he wasn't the greatest cover guy. That's never going to be his full strength. Roquan Smith, that's what I was thinking about too.
Yeah, Roquan.
Yeah. Whereas I think Tyler's a little bit more polished in that area. But Anthony Hill, his play strength and his speed to power at the line of scrimmage was crazy. Like Anthony Hill could have been a defensive end if he wanted to, or a speed edge, right? I mean, it was kind of reminiscent of the Micah Parsons type thing, after Harold Perkins went off his freshman year and he was spun down, and then we used Anthony Hill as a rusher. I mean, there's a reason why he had 8 sacks, I think, in 2024, 6 sacks, and those are high sack numbers for such a young player. So I just really, really impressed. But Texas is going to have some options, like David said. Bo Barnes, who's in here developing, having that size. Ty Anthony coming back. We'll see what happens with Leona. They've held it down the last 2 games without Ant. I know we tried to move Trey Moore over there. That was a struggle for him. He's really more of an off-ball guy. Didn't have those natural instincts. And we'll see how that develops. I mean, I do think this though. Let's start here, Tran. Lessons learned. Don't wait. If you realize, like, even I'm talking about winter workouts. If you start to get an inkling that we are short on the inside, hit the portal.
Go get him.
Don't wait. Lessons learned. Don't give. I'm sorry, but we can't go benefit of the doubt anymore with some of these people.
Yeah, no. To me, after being left out of the playoffs, it's like, all right, what you want to play this game? This is what we're gonna do. We're going scorched earth. Scorched
That has
earth.
to be the
That's what
mindset.
I would do. Scorched earth. Like,
That has to be the mindset because we know what we are when we play. When we play at our best, and we are at our best, Texas is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. We've seen that. But when you leave stones unturned, it makes it much more difficult to be that type of product week in, week out. And Texas definitely left stones unturned this year. So for the Scorched Earth Tour of 2026, right, showing people, hey, you left this, using that motivation, right, finding whatever you can. Uh, yes, we should go portal. Look, right now, let's be honest. Cedric Baxter hit the portal today.
mm-hmm.
Thank you for your service. I know brothers in the comments are going to be like, oh, this is the time of the video where Steve brings up that they were right about Cedric Baxter. Ding, ding, ding. We were. And, we got shit for it at the time, but Tran has been through this. And I had said, again, and you brothers are correct, I've yet to see somebody recover from an ACL here at Texas on time and just come back the next year and be okay. I'm hoping Derek Williams can be good this
Next
year
year.
because he needed another year. But I've yet to see it. It took Shipley like 2 years to come back to where he was Jordan, like the Shipley that we saw in high school when he was a big recruit. We never even thought we were going to see him. So, look, it sucks. I'm not no, but at the end of the day, he wasn't productive anymore. It was sad. He couldn't break tackles. The physicality
Going down
wasn't what
on
it
first
was.
contact.
Yeah,
His cutting. One thing that is that he had a very good hard cut, and I just didn't see it. And I'm hoping that he gets well this offseason, because if they do, I hope wherever he goes, they're going to get themselves a very good player.
Yeah. But to JB's point, it's time to get active.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've all said how much we admire Jaden Ball of Florida. We've talked about this multiple times, but right now in the bowl, Wisner is waiting for his grade. I expect him to come back. I don't think he's going to get like some crazy grade. We'll see, because he's a productive player that has a lot of skills, and he's a special teamer. And honestly, I people may think it's crazy that Trey Wisner's looking at the NFL, but when you think about his body, he doesn't have a whole he's not a big guy. So some of the contact, he may be better off taking that in the league. I don't know, but we still have Christian Clark here, and we have Simon, and we have Ricky Stewart, who we have not seen Ricky Stewart at all. I wonder if any of these players are going to play in the bowl game or get some opportunities to show what they can do. Michael Terry also moved to the running back room. What opportunities he gets. Regardless, Cam Cook is on the list from Jacksonville State, formerly of TCU. Cam Cook is on the list.
Is that the Round Rock kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Round Rock kid. Ricky Stewart left the team. Well, there you go. When did that happen?
Yeah, there you go, David. David's saying the same thing.
Yeah, I must have missed that. I must have missed that memo. Well then, yeah, they need to load up. They need to load up. This is the University of Texas. We have to have a good running back.
So we need a good running back, because look at our run game this year. We need someone who's going to come in immediately, a la Quinshon Judkins, like that. Just jump right in and then play, like what he did for Ohio State. That's why I'm like, hey, we know that Jaden Baugh could play in the SEC. We know he could do it with a talented team, but with organization, what does he look like?
So we have Christian Clark, James Simon, and
Trey
waiting on
Wisner.
Wisner.
Yeah, Trey Wisner.
And then whatever they decide to do with Michael Terry. Yeah, we got work to do. We got work to do. So we let two people leave the running back room this year because Gibson left. There needs to be a whole overhaul here. I'm with you on that, Quentin. Better not hear that we like our guys anymore. I don't want to ever hear we have a Mod Hardy at home ever again. You want a Mod Hardy? We got a Mod Hardy at home. No, we don't. I'm sorry, brother. No disrespect to anybody, but we that aggression has to be there. Um, the North Texas running back, uh, Caleb Hawkins. I think he's a freshman. There's some people. There's some people you got to look at, man. You know what's interesting too is I don't think it's just the running back room. Absolutely, the talent needs to be there. This is not the talent that we expected to have at the 40 at the University of Texas. Period. That being said, um, the running game needs to be looked at as well. And I don't know who's going to be here on the staff or not. We'll see, right? Whether that's a Kyle Flood, Steve Sarkisian, Chad Scott conversation. But one thing I do know was when Tashard Choice was here, I do know that he wanted more say strategically in the run game because he was pissed off about how poor we were in short yardage in 2024, and he wanted more. He wanted more. I think he wanted more interaction with the offensive line as well, if I'm not mistaken, from what I heard. And he kind of got shut out a little bit. And I think that's what really opened the door for him to go to the back to the NFL and obviously end up with Detroit. But that needs to be refined. The run game, the Cowboys refined their run game this year schematically. Javonte Williams has been a great running back for the Cowboys. He's, finally recovered from his ACL issue that he had with the Broncos a couple years ago. But when you watch the Cowboys and the type of runs that they do, they have not been this complex in their run game since what's his name was around like 10 years ago.
Zeke.
Not even. I'm talking about like the scheme.
Oh, the scheme.
I'm trying to think of the coach. Who was our O-line coach 10 years ago? His son was the Titans coach, and he just got fired. His son was the Titans coach. It's escaping me right now, but he was the not Scott Linehan. I'm not talking about Scott Linehan. I'm talking about the offensive line coach that we had. He used to coach the Raiders back in the day. What was Buddy's name? He coached the Raiders hold on. I'm going to get his name real quick. Was it Callahan? Callahan. There you go. That Bill Callahan was the last time that I saw the Cowboys have like a true like run scheme. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys have that now with Clayton Adams and what they have now that Shoddy and them installed. That's what needs to happen at Texas. They need to overhaul the scheme too. It's not just the backs. There's plays when you watch the all 22 where you're like, why are we asking our center to block this guy over here or block back this way? And is it truly married with our play action like it should be? Things like that, right? Like the Cowboys scheme today, their play action and their run game is actually married for the first time. And you see it on the field. You see it in the productivity. They're able to run the ball in big games now. They've never been able to run the ball in big games. So some of that stuff is just the scheme stuff. Steven Houston, I hear you, but you know what? Sark wasn't a spread guy before this year either. Sark wasn't an 11 personnel guy, and then he had to do what? He had to pivot. You got to do what you. All I'm saying is, I need you to do a better job. Here's lesson learned number 2 or 3 here. If you guys have other lessons learned for this Longhorn team, please put them in the comments, because we're about to wrap up here in a few minutes. But lesson learned is, please coach to what you have. Don't coach just to what you. This is what I do. That can't be the excuse anymore, because it took a little too long to get to where we knew what Arch was more comfortable doing, right? And it's great. We played that way in November. And when you got to pivot, you can always pivot back to 12. We went back to 12 personnel versus A&M. You can always pivot. But please, Sark, if your team starts to look like they're just more comfortable playing a certain way, then just acquiesce to that. That's all. That has to be a lesson learned from this season. Flood seems to have a strong hold on run schemes. I mean, we haven't been a downhill run team since Tom Herman.
I was going to say strong is a choice word right there. So I don't think he has a strong hold on it.
We've been talking about inside zone since they got here. About being like even with Bijan. We've been talking about this since they got here. It's 5 years later. We still can't run inside zone like that.
Yeah,
like
Surfer Boys chiming in saying that you're right. I mean, like Bobo did that against us. He went away from their normal concepts, and he's like, "Oh, they're playing soft zone. We're gonna hit them with hole shots left and right," and that's what they did. And then, situationally, I'm gonna take my shots, and those shots worked every single time.
We've been saying that. It's been years. David Keith said, "I truly think something that is a factor in the success of the running backs running the ball is the effectiveness of tight ends in the downfield passing game. Sark did a terrible job of involving the tight ends, especially Jack injuries in the downfield passing game, at least until A&M. Ironically, Texas rushed for more than 200 yards.
I think he tried to. I think Jack injuries wasn't. We were sold a bill of goods that didn't check out
until the last game.
Until the last game of the year, because there was a couple times he was wide open and we either missed him or he dropped it.
Well, the tight ends as a whole,
does injury still have one more year though?
Yeah, he was only like a redshirt sophomore.
He's not going to the NFL. He's not going anywhere. He's not ready for the NFL.
No, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Even Mosley. These are younger. Those are younger transfers. They're back next year. These are returning starters. Nick Towson is going to be featured a lot more, right? Moving forward. Some of the younger guys, I don't know what happens to the bigger tight ends on the team, like Spencer Shannon and some of those dudes. I think that's an area where you can definitely upgrade and go in the portal and get yourself a big ass blocking tight end, somebody. And also, like, while we're on that topic, it's okay to play basketball and athlete ball sometimes. If you want to go get you somebody that you can throw a fade to, go do it. Arch would love that. Okay? Like, we have 105 scholarships now. It's okay to have some diversity on the roster, Bubba. Go get you one of them dudes. Stop being stubborn. I don't want to hear excuses. Like, stop being stubborn. Go get you one of them dudes. We got plenty of spots now. Even if it's more of a developmental thing, you just bring the guy on to throw some fades sometimes or flex him out. Do that. Because here's the thing. Even when we were making the playoffs and we were good, our red zone offense was still trash. And the red zone this year wasn't good. We still struggled at the goal line. We still struggled to be consistent. those things at this point in the Sark experience, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, I don't even think it's fair to just think that that's all of a sudden going to get fixed next year, even with a veteran Arch. I think things were better because Arch could run. Arch had 8 touchdowns rushing, so Arch kind of hid the fact that we couldn't move people on the goal line. Yeah, so I don't know. Mendoza threw a fade to beat Ohio State. Exactly. On Matthews, wasn't it? Wasn't it on Jermaine Matthews?
You know what's crazy? It was like the same play that Ohio State won the national championship with. That's crazy.
If Sark had his way, it'd be full of Emmett Mosley's. I don't have a problem with Emmett Mosley.
I think Emmett Mosley's a great receiver.
I don't have a problem with him. DeAndre Moore, do you like? So I know he's also, I think, waiting for his grade. I thought respectfully, I mean, what grade are you waiting for? You should be back here. But,
yeah, I was gonna say his grade is incomplete in my eyes.
Yeah,
he needs to come back.
But I don't know.
He needs to turn into Jordan Whittington. He needs to turn into Jordan Whittington. Like,
I guess the question there is, see, Quentin is saying let him walk. Marlins also said let him walk because Quentin. I mean, I'm curious, Quentin. Why are you saying let him walk? Because I know why Marlon wants him to walk. Because Marlon's like, we're missing out on upside from the younger players that could potentially give us more out of the slot. What do y'all say? JB said he was itching last year. Yeah, if he does come back, he's definitely going to renegotiate for a bigger NIL contract. Also, how does that impact the young guys, right? McCutcheon is there, who played probably the most out of all the young receivers. And then you had 2 5-stars that, really haven't got a whole lot of burn at all.
Then you also have Jermaine Bishop coming in too.
Then you have Bishop coming in, assuming whatever side of the ball he plays. I think he'll play offense, but we'll see. Like, are any of these guys going to play in the bowl game? Or are they going to try to work some of these guys in to see what they got? Like, I don't think all these guys are going to stay. I think some of them are going to leave. I mean, because you think about it right now, there's no upperclassmen of the pass catchers. Livingston was a redshirt freshman. He's back. That's a returning starter. Ryan Wingo is going to be back. That's a returning starter. Emmett Mosley is going to be back. That's a returning starter. That's 3 right there. We just talked about DeAndre Moore. Whatever he decides, that's 4, depending on what he does. Then you get into the freshmen and the younger guys of this class. I'm curious. I'm curious how they develop and how they maneuver that. And Arch was, yeah, it was tough because they were kind of like ships passing in the night. I mean, Moore had some highlights. I mean, the Arkansas game, he had 3 catches for 3 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it was all bad this year for him. It wasn't. But it was a very underwhelming season for DeAndre Moore based upon expectations. I thought he was going to be fantastic. I mean, considering what him and Arch did the year before in the limited time, it was surprising that they weren't able to connect more this year. Hoping to see some of the younger guys play in the bowl game. I would like to see Michigan like unleash Bryce Underwood so we can get some good reps. Don't do this bullshit, Michigan, when you just come in there trying to run the ball 50 times and not show us any. Like, I'm trying to get some good bump and experience for my guys too. We're trying to get some good reps going on. Because the reason why I bring this up is we are waiting on Trevor Gousby to officially decide that he's going to come back. He is a guy that has gotten a lot of praise and getting a lot of looks from the NFL right now as a potential first round pick. Even if it's first or second round, he's in a different place than some of these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he has a decision to make. We know his superstar brother's coming in next year for basketball. We know that he would love to, he's in our Arch's group. He'd love nothing more to finish what he started with Arch. But when you have an opportunity like that at his size, and the fact that, here's the thing, as young as Trev Gousby is, and he only has a year and some change of experience, and that year and change of experience, he's gone up against probably more edge rushers than everybody else has. When you consider he has film against Michael Williams. He has film against people from the dudes from last year that were good, right? He has film against Peter Woods in them and TJ Parker in the Clemson game.
No, he also has film as right guard,
right and left tackle,
right tackle and left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just the left tackle tape that he has out there. It shows his versatility as an offensive lineman.
And he was playing those spot. He played that spot like blind almost. Just came and just got put in there, and it was
he owned Howell from A&M.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the Cassius Howell is what popped off the Gousby like to the next, like where all the draft nerds have been going through the all 22, and they're like, God, Ali, like 74 on Texas, he's killing this guy. So I mean, it's fun. I wish him the best, whatever he decides. We obviously want him back here. I think he would be the perfect security blanket for Arch to have in 2026, obviously. And I do think he can even continue to get better and progress into a surefire top 10 pick. So we'll see. But when you get that type of buzz, you got to pay attention to it, right? I mean, that's something you have to take seriously. And that's what happens when you practice against Colin Simmons every day. When you practice against the edges we have on our team, yeah, and you're not running from smoke. You're not over here trying to skedaddle and take reps with a young boy over here and take some snaps off. It's like, nah, I'm a battle against, even if I'm injured, I'm a battle against another dog. And it's made Colin Simmons better. Colin Simmons has to go up against a 6'7" guy every day. So he's used to dealing with power. You know what I mean? So both ways. I mean, I think that's been a beautiful thing that's developed to help both their stock. So we will see what Gousby decides. But yeah, somebody said Michigan's going to Michigan. I'm just saying, like, I want to me, the bowl game is a big evaluation period for us. It's the last time we're going to see them in pads until they decide to lie about the spring game again. So I want to see. I don't want to just get up there and just play phone booth ball. Like, I want to see them unleash Bryce and make my secondary work. I need to know if Cade Phillips is who I think he is. I want to see maybe Littleton on the outside a little bit. I want some reps for these guys. You know, so that's my only thing. I don't think Manny Muhammad's coming back. I agree with David.
No.
I don't think he's coming back. He was really banged up this year. I think his film is going to be better. I think it's going to be good enough. And I think he goes. I don't think he's going to be back. That's just I have no that's just gut feeling for me. Yeah, that's the other thing. If Gousby actually got into some of these workouts, because he's got like basketball player athleticism like his brother. That's the other thing. some of these he could get boosted in the workouts. I got to run because I got to finish getting ready for my trip. Tran, final thoughts, parting thoughts for you just on this season and anything else you want to comment on or anything else you want to get off your chest. There was a lot of haterade in the comments earlier. We
JV Joey.
JV Joey's crazy.
That's gonna go down, man. It's gonna go down. Oh no. I think at the beginning of the year I predicted 11-2, and throughout the course of the year, it definitely changed in my mind. Like after I saw our play against Florida, I was like, yeah. I mean, to tell you the truth, we have an opportunity to still have a 10-win season. Mm-hmm. That'll be 3 10-win seasons in a row. We're playing another historical powerhouse. It's something that I'm glad that we're playing our game and we're not sitting out like a bunch of the other ones.
I am glad we're not sitting out.
To me, I think it's very helpful to all those who are coming back to get those extra practices to prep for it, to go right into it. I'm upset. Yes, I'm upset, but I'm satisfied with this year. It's not like one of those years where I'm going out of it where I'm like, oh, we suck again. I'm not. I'm going into it with high hopes for the next season. That hopefully we bring back some key pieces and we can turn around and we can make a push for the field of 12 next year.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
We do this every year, and it's always grateful to do this with a friend and just talk about Texas. I mean, we're still proud of these kids, what they put on for us on the field, the product. We came up short of our goals this year. It was a disappointing season in that regard, but there's a lot for us to be thankful for. And like we said, what lessons can we learn moving forward? What lessons can we learn not to repeat, right? Even being at the top, right? So that we can become that perennial power that we hope to be, right? You're going to have to learn some things, right? People are constantly always coming for you. We know that. But with some of the roster turnover, how to better evaluate, right? We're moving into an era now where with 9 conference games and we're going from 85 scholarships to now 105 scholarships. Whoever is going to navigate that balance with the portal and with prep recruiting is going to win the day. Period. Right? What can this staff learn to make their evals sharper in alignment with what they want to do on the field, right? And finding guys and not settling, right? And us as fans, not just always gassing up somebody because they wear a Texas jersey, but being honest. Mm-hmm. We have to be honest. Because we all, even after we started sniffing some things out or noticing some things, sometimes we would just still sugarcoat our own people. And then you see somebody else do something, you're like, oh yeah, we're never mind. So we gotta be honest with ourselves. But it's been fun regardless. Hit the like button. It's free to show love. Subscribe the whole bit. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back before the bowl game for sure to preview actual Michigan and all that, especially once we know the rosters, who's going to be playing, who's opted out, all those details. But Tran, I'm thankful to do this with my brother here. I appreciate you so much, man.
Sam, I appreciate you and also everyone who joins these things, man. Y'all make it interesting for these lives happening, man. Y'all are hilarious.
JB Joey in the books. All right. Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do I'm gonna be traveling, but maybe we can work something out where we do we could at least comment on the first round of the playoffs, because we will have playoff games played before we play, right? I think the first one's on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. 18th or 19th is the first round of the playoffs. So maybe
the 19th and the 20th of the playoff.
Maybe we do a hate watch or something.
That's fine.
Just since y'all love hating so much in this chat, I seem to get y'all's attention.
If you got hate in your heart, you let it out.
Let it out. You got hate in your heart, let it out. Show us your face. We want to see your face.
You want to see my face?
All right, y'all. Remember, horns always up. Hook 'em.